a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Everybody's gone out of their mind.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class.
Welcome, Mr. Quick's class.
Oh yeah! Alright.
Hello everyone, it's me, Bassem. For those who don't know me, I was the Achiever of Excellence 2022-2023 in Mr. Quick's class, and I was the President of High School 2023-2024, and now I'm in the British University Student Representative for Facility of Engineering from 2024 up till I don't know. Okay. If we're gonna talk about school, I don't want to be cliche and tell you the stuff that anyone's gonna enter to you to tell you about. But school is worth every minute you're doing anything in. For example, the studying, your grades, your GPA, all of this is worth what you're gonna do in the university. Simplest thing, you know that when you're applying in the university, it's categories. It's category A, B, and C. So what you're doing now, you're gonna see its result when you're applying for the university. Okay? Okay, those silly classroom jokes, last minute studies, and snack time. You're not gonna figure their worth until you finish school. Oh, of course, there are gonna be the classroom jokes, the last minute study, and the snack time in the university, but it's gonna be totally different. The vibe, the timings, and the last minute study, you're doing it because it's a must for you to study. Not like here you're studying for good grades, but in the university you have to study to achieve something. To don't be just behind your colleagues. School taught us valuable life skills like how to write an entire essay in 25 minutes, especially in Mr. Quick's class. But I'm coming from the future, and I'm telling you that in the university you're not gonna write it in 25 minutes. You will have like 4 weeks to write an entire essay. Okay, if we're gonna talk about the difference between the school and the university, can you tell me kida, how do you see the difference between them? How can you see your life in the university?
Cool, because the university is bigger and has much students than school.
What else? How can you see your life in the university? How do you see the idea of the university, Ahmad?
It's a lot more difficult. It's a lot more difficult.
Based on the facility you're joining. So what facilities you're thinking about? Which facility you're entering?
Football and acting.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Computer science.
Computer science. You don't know which facility you're entering? You don't know yet? Engineer. You want engineering. كم حد مثلا engineering؟ ليه؟ يعني ليه؟ ماشي. Okay, in the school, we were always thinking about waking up at 6 a.m., Mr. Quick's projects, the ACT or the ACT, the quarter exams, the snack time and breaks. These were only the stuff that we were revolving around. These were the stuff behind us all the time. Did you all finish the ACT or the ACT?
Yeah.
Good. But in the university, this is gonna be your schedule. This is gonna be the stuff behind you all the time. From projects to studying to exams, to the meetings that you're gonna do for the group project that needs submission or submitting anywhere. And even in the day of, you're not gonna sitting like you're doing nothing. There's always something behind you, like the exams, the projects. The people who are telling you that the university is gonna be much easier and you won't do anything and just having fun, no. Those are the people who are repeating the years. So you're always having to study, having exams and projects to be competing with your other colleagues. Because in the university, no one is resting. Those who are resting, as I told you, they are repeating the years or getting an F. So you have to be in front. You have to be always achieving something and you have a vision. that you are going through. Okay, university year 1. How do you see your first year in the university? How do you think it's gonna be? Silence. Okay.
I think I'll be lost.
You will be lost. Okay.
I think I will be good at the student to get more friends and stuff.
اوكي انت شايفه حاجه ماشي. Year 1 is a little bit more challenging than any other year, especially the first semester, because it's not like the school that someone is gonna sit with you and tell you're gonna do 1, 2, 3. No, you're gonna figure everything alone. Sometimes you're gonna have some friendly doctors, because of course you don't have teachers there. They're gonna tell you مثلا the way that you submit the stuff, the way that they're gonna share the curriculum with you. But at the end, you're gonna figure everything about. You're gonna مثلا receive an email that that tomorrow you have an exam about what you don't know. You attended the lecture, you knew what the doctor said, and you don't have books. So what you hear from the doctor is the PDF that you're gonna take the exam about. And you can take exams about something that the doctor didn't say, and this is totally normal. Because in the university, you have to search. And for example, if you're gonna talk about sustainability, I told you, like for example, 5 slides that says the definition and the advantages. You have to search and know what's the information or the back knowledge about it. Because I can give you an exam about it. It's easy. عادي جدا. First semester, I was in a shock because I found in my face totally subjects I didn't see before, like advanced physics 2, circuits, electronics, math 2, and pre-calculus and stuff like I didn't hear about before. So semester 1 is a little more challenging than any other semester because it's the first shock. But now I'm in my second semester and I'm having finals like next 2 weeks. It's more easier than last semester because خلاص I figured out how it works, how the university works. Tell me your questions. What do you want to ask about the university you're applying to, the facility, anything?
How many years is the university? Like, how many years?
Based on the facility you're choosing. For example, engineering became 4 years, not 5. From the first year, you're choosing your department.
And acting. How many years?
Acting, I don't know, so I guess 4, not more than this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. As I told you, you have to search. For example, the doctor, if he's friendly, he's gonna give you some links in the lecture that you have to go through and see what the topic is about. And you have to مثلا to get some extra resources to practice from. طب which department you want to join? Which department in engineering you want to join? Computer? أنا في department computer.
So a lot of students are having time management problems. Is that going to be okay for them when they go to university?
It's not okay. Time management is your priority now to to practice it. You have to know what's behind you, what you must do. Time management is very, very, very important in the university. If you can't manage your time, you will always be behind your colleagues. Everyone is gonna be competing with you. They know how to manage their time, so they will be finishing their assignments, their projects, they're studying early. So they can have benefit of the days off that they have. But you, because you don't have, and you don't know how to manage your time, you will not have 5 minutes break. Every day you're gonna have the deadline the day after to submit anything. But from now, you have to know how to manage your time.
You mentioned deadlines. We have a lot of students who don't see deadlines as important. Can they have that attitude when they go to university?
I will tell you an example. We had a colleague in my facility. We had a deadline in something very simple. We have a subject called report writing, okay? We had a deadline to submit a draft. This draft was like 1 page. just a simple draft. He thought that this deadline can be either postponed to any other day, and he got an F directly. The doctor didn't hear from him any excuses. No one heard from him anything. He just received an F. He got an email, you got an F.
For the course or for that?
For the course.
For the course.
For the semester. And he's gonna take a summer course and report writing that no one else takes a summer course in. Yani a draft worth 1 page, like 1 hour or 30 minutes even, if you're practicing it now in school, he took an F because he didn't care about the deadline. I will submit it any other day. But the people who manage their time, or even in school here practiced how to write a report or even the drafts, got an A+, even if it was wrong. But the doctor was testing the part of the deadlines. Are you going to respect this or not? So the deadline that Mr. Quick put for you this year, and I don't know if you were with Mr. Quick last year, it's very important. You have to respect the deadlines, because in the university there are no friendly doctors. I received a paper from you, you got an A+. I didn't receive something, even if it's 1 minute late, you got an F. Because 90% of the submissions are online.
Wait, whoa, go back up.
No.
So you don't have like a grace period of like a day or a few hours?
He tells you, مثلا, before it with a week. So 1 week is totally very large to just write a draft on the report writing. It took from me exactly 30 minutes. So the submission is online. If you had مثلا connection مثلا problem, Wi-Fi problem, it's none of the doctor's business. Group projects. What happens if what? Okay, in the group projects, like 80% in the university, you're not choosing the people that you are with. You're suddenly receiving an email with a name list. I will be with someone I don't know from another department I'm with right now. I don't know him, he doesn't know me, and we have a project worth 80% that needs to be submitted. So you have to put aside your enemies or the people that you don't know. We have to sit, مثلا, for 1 hour to just brainstorm what we're gonna do. Because it's worth 80%. It's your 80% before his. So you have to make that effort. But in the university, it's not like school that we're helping each other. لا. If someone's doing nothing, it will appear that he did nothing. Because in the university, you have something called discussion, group discussion. The project, you sit with the doctor, or even the teaching assistant with the doctor, and he started to ask you about the project. How did you do it? How did you search about it? How did you know the back knowledge about it أصلا? For the one who didn't do anything in the project, he will just stay silent, and he will also take an F. Even if the project is worth 10%, this 10% affects the final grade.
So the professor quizzes everybody to see if everybody knew or knows what they're doing. So there's no escaping.
No skip. What questions?
What about homeworks?
Homeworks.
Yeah.
Okay, the assignments, you have 2 types of assignments, even online or in the university. In the university, it's not that type of that you're taking مثلا a sheet or a tutorial practice sheet to solve and give it to the teaching assistant or the professor or your doctor. It's another way that you're researching something. You're doing a research about something. Or you're having something called assignment due date. Due date, مثلا, for example, tomorrow. You're taking a sheet that's worth 100 questions. For example, my semester 1, I had for the math 1 pre-calculus, I had 100 questions I received today and I have to submit it tomorrow. The question is, do you think that the doctor is going to see the 100 answers, or just he will make sure that I went before the deadline? Before the deadline. If he saw me that I'm solving it with steps and there's specific answers, and the way that I'm solving, I'm just not putting anything just to take the grade. He can differentiate between the student who just chatted with ChatGPT to get the answers and put it in a Word document and print it for the doctor, and for the person who solved it carefully with the steps, with the answers. You can even use ChatGPT, but you have to use it in a clever way, that it doesn't seem like you used artificial intelligence. For example, you can ask ChatGPT to explain for you the topic. A question that you don't understand, I will send it to ChatGPT, that I don't understand it. He will explain it to you. You have to solve it with your hands. If he gave you the final answer, what you're gonna do in the final exam? And there's an important thing. There is no cheating in the university. There's a lecture hall with 120 seats, and you have 7 teaching assistants and like 3 doctors watching you. And there's not, he will not take the paper and go out. He's gonna make a case for you. This case is printed on your certificate, and you won't be able to even apply to another university or work in specific companies. And in the report writing that I mentioned for you early about the student that he got an F because he passed the due date, we had a project. The project is 70%. We don't have final for report writing. The 70% is for a presentation. If the doctor saw that the presentation, you got it from the AI, the new website that can prepare for you a presentation, and you just stood and you started to read. Go out. I don't want to complete the presentation with you. Totally simple. If the doctor didn't see that you understand what you're talking about, or you don't believe in what you're doing, and you're standing and talking about, the easiest thing that he can do, he will take your name, F, thank you.
So are there any second chances, summer school courses where you can
There is summer school courses. But the doctors aren't friendly to مثلا talk with you or discuss with you what happened so they can give you a second chance. Thank you, F, summer course. That's it. I know that I'm giving you the shock of the university as if it's scary, but if you knew what you're doing and you know why you're doing this, you're gonna be an A student. It's normal. And the people who are telling you that it's very hard to get an A from the first year, it's totally easy. Because you're studying in school, you're studying in the university. What changed is the way that you're studying. For example, in the school you have the book, in the university you're gonna search. It's the same thing. And the notes are the most expensive thing in your life. For example, you attended a lecture with a doctor and you're having notes, people can be friends with you to take your notes. So this is not acceptable. I'm coming for you from the future and don't do this. Your notes is your notes. You're studying from to get an A. That's it.
So taking notes is important.
Mm-hmm. And the presentation skills.
How about reading?
Reading. You have 2 courses, report writing and English for academic writing. Reading is very important because, as I told you, the university, you have to read. You don't have resources to study from, so you're searching, reading about the topic, getting knowledge about, and the exam, it's like the EST and the ACT. The doctor can give you a reading paragraphs, passages, or excerpts to read and solve about. It's not that easy and it's not that hard. If you practice it well these days, or even in the school days, because all of you were EST and the ACT, right? You're gonna solve it easily. So the American schools students had this privilege among the other students in the university. As I told you, from year 1, I was the only student that got an A+ in English, because I was used to what we were doing there. In grade 12 and grade 11 with Mr. Quick, I knew what we were doing. Deadlines, reading, writing, everything held me in the university. So I was the only girl in the first exam in semester 1 who got an A+. And they were shocked, like, you're an American school student and you got an A+ from the first trial? Yes. So if you studied well now, you're gonna see the result there.
Well, okay, so let me ask, do they assume that American school students, they are lazy?
Mm-hmm.
Like an entitlement thing where they...
Yes, I remember when I was applying to the university and I gave them my EST certificate and my school's transcript. When they saw that I was all A+, GPA 4, 1,250 plus in EST 1, in EST 2 from the first trial, they was like, you're an American school student? And I was like, yes. And you're applying for engineering? So I told them yes, because it's the same way. I'm studying here, I'm studying there. So I proved them wrong from the first semester. Even in the lectures, you're gonna hear this specific sentence. American school students are not gonna understand this part, so I'm talking to the national or the IGCSE students. But you will be understanding what he's telling you. But he had this concept in his mind that we are lazy, we don't study anything, which is wrong. So you have to prove him wrong.
So they already have a preconceived idea of American students.
Yes,
So it's like everybody starts here, but you start down here.
on the floor.
Oh, wow.
And even I remember my university, before the year begins, 3 weeks before, they sent us an email for the American school student to come to the university for a pre-course for math and physics before we start the engineering program.
Wow.
So I went there, I know this stuff. It was the basics of EST and the ACT. The doctor who was teaching us this basics for the pre-course, and I solved it, and I'm giving him my papers, and I'm just doing nothing. He was like, "You're an American school student?" I was, "Yes." And I attended 1 day from the pre-course, and I didn't attend again. Who students did complete the pre-course? Who were from the American school students, but they were getting Fs or D minus. Those who didn't do any effort in school. But if you took the benefit of an American school student, you have a priority among the other students. You know how to write a report. You know how to solve English, either it's writing or reading. You know how to search about any topic you want and to get the benefit or the bullet point that you want. You're Aslan, you have the privilege among them, but you don't know it. So if you're lazy now, you're gonna be too lazy in the university. And you're gonna take Fs. Because there are no friendly doctors. You study, you get an A. You don't study, you take an F, go to summer school.
So you can't become friends with the doctors thinking they're gonna hook you up with some grade. None of that.
Doctors are so strict. They can't be friends. You can be friends with the teaching assistants. So they can help you, مثلا, explain for you something that you didn't understand online or from the lecture. Because in the lectures, it's not that easy to stop the doctor to ask about something. Because he's talking in front of 200 plus people or students. So it will not be easy to stop him. So there's an important part that you have to have good communication skills. You have to know how to talk. If he gave you the opportunity in the lecture to ask him about something and you missed it, you won't be able to ask him about anything. I'm too shy to talk about, in front of 200 plus students. No. You have to ask because there's things that you need to do based on what the doctor is saying. So this is totally normal. From now, you have to enhance your presentation skills and your communication skills and the time management. These three are going to help you a lot in the university.
So what about being able to maybe influence the professor with giving him a little money?
No, they can be influenced by you and know your name, and they will be trying to help you. If they saw that you're doing effort, you're getting good grades, they will want to talk with you and know how did you do this, and he will tell you exactly, I want to help you. Just send me an email if you need extra resources. And this happened with me in the first semester. I had a course or a module called electric circuits, okay? The electric circuits, it was a little bit hard to self-study it. And in the lecture, it was complicated because she was mentioning this stuff for the national students and the IGCSE students. But after the lecture, I told her what I was doing in school, my grades and stuff. And she saw me that I'm seeking to be good, to be with the people that she is directing her words to. Day after day, I got my first exam, and she was surprised that I got an A+. That's why, because I was talking with the teaching assistants daily, attending my tutorials, my labs, and my lectures, okay? So what they were talking about, the same idea, I saw it in the exam, but in a different way. So this is the trick. From after this day, she started to send me emails. The doctor sent me email telling me how's studying, what are you doing, and if she saw me in the corridor before a lecture, she talks with me. I was impressed by the way that you solved. How did you study? And there was a student that got a D-. I remember that she called me and she wanted me to talk with him. How did I do this? Because he was an American school student. Before to start anything, I asked him, were you studying in school? He told me no. But I told her it's a hopeless case.
So in other words, if you show that you're interested in the subject, you will get the attention.
Interested, or you're seeking to do effort. You did effort, even if you got a D minus. But if she saw the effort, she will give you the grade. In the math, for example, if the doctor saw that you are يعني مثلا solving with different answers, that it's wrong, but in the way that it should be answered, he can give you the full mark. So it doesn't always revolve around the good answer or the right answer. You understand what you're doing, you're just solving with the same steps, I will give you the full mark. So it's a little bit different than school. You do effort, you will take the grade.
So you don't have select students who get a heads up on the exam?
No.
No, none of that?
No, but take care from the part of cheating, because it will take everything from you. The transcript of the university will be wrote about in it a cheating case. So you will not be able to apply to another university, and even if you applied, you're gonna be in a low category, okay? And in the report writing, for example, we have a plagiarism case. If the doctor saw that there is a high percentage of plagiarism or AI usage, he's gonna put you in a case on the transcript. So you won't be able to join any company or somewhere to work with. And for example, I'm in computer engineering. Everything I study revolves around programming, data structures, and algorithms. If I got a case about this, how I'm gonna also pursue what I'm doing? How I'm gonna work in a company filled with programmers? I have a case in my transcript. To the owner of the company will reject me. No.
Any other questions? Any questions?
But it's easy. University is easy. If you understood what you're doing, it's totally easy. And for me, it's easier than my colleagues, because they're always saying that it's very hard and we have to memorize every single thing. It doesn't based on memorizing. University know that the students had 12 years of memorizing and knowing the difference between the planets and between each other. In the university, they are seeking to understand. You understand? Okay, take the grade. You don't have to memorize. If you memorized, you're not getting a grade because you don't understand what you're doing. That's it.
All right.
Any questions? But for the people who didn't choose their facility yet, you don't have time. You have to choose it from now. I didn't choose engineering. For those who knows me, when I was in school, all the teachers knew that I was going to enter medicine or pharmacy, and I entered engineering. Well, totally different. Because my parents chose it for me. It was a little bit harder for me. For people who knows math and physics, and it was very easy for them, I made an extra effort to be with them. But it's the same way of studying in any facility. You know how to study, you're gonna take grades, you're gonna cope with the people in the facility.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Maya, for taking your time to let us know about university.
But I don't want to see this shock. It's easy, wallahi.
No, they need to be shocked.
Hmm.
They need something to wake them up.
Okay.
In this
Tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Everybody's gone out of their mind.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Welcome, Mr. Quick's class.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right.